They're delivered by... Whoa!
Welcome back to another episode of Wrestle Capsule, where you're going to be getting your weekly dose of pro wrestling talk. And I'm your host, B. So welcome back to the show. You already know what it is. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. So the first match of the night was a match for the United States Championship. And it was between champion Bobby Lashley versus Seth Freakin Rollins. But I don't want to talk about the match. I want to talk about what happened before the end of the match. So Matt Riddle comes out and he distracts Seth Rollins. Now, I thought that Matt Riddle was going to go into the ring and attack Seth Rollins, but he's a lot more smarter than that. So he teased it, and he was basically playing mind games, the same type of mind games that Seth always plays on Riddle. So he was getting a taste of his own medicine. He got so distracted that Bobby Lashley was able to spear the freak out of him and pin him for the 1-2-3 to retain the United States Championship. So needless to say, Seth Rollins was pissed off and Riddle was enjoying every minute of it. He was, giving fans dab and just celebrating, just feeling it all deep inside his soul. So yeah, that feud definitely still going. Damage Control Women's Tag Team Championship celebration they had. So Damage Control came out, and they came out on a golf cart, a branded Damage Control golf cart. And I was like, okay, y'all coming up. Y'all on the come up. Y'all got transportation to the ring. I see you. So all three of them just drove around the ring. Eventually they got in the ring and they were just gloating, just celebrating them being, the new crowned women tag team champions. And they were just throwing shade at Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka, but they were really coming at Bianca Belair so much that Bianca just couldn't take it anymore, and she came out along with Asuka and Alexa. So eventually all six of them are in the ring. The thing that got me really excited was when Alexa Bliss clapped back. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I miss the old Alexa Bliss. I miss the goddess. I miss heel Alexa Bliss. Champion gold hungry Alexa Bliss. I miss her. And Bayley was talking about how Alexa is just a shell of herself and just coming at her. Basically saying all the things that us fans are thinking in our minds. Bayley was saying it for us. And Alexa Bliss clapped back. And she challenged Bayley to a match, and that match ended up being later that night for the main event. Honestly, this whole new Alexa Bliss is a shell of herself. He's talking about how, who said that? I think Dakota Kai said that she had gotten a lobotomy in therapy, and I'm just like, dang. The shade. The next match I want to talk to you guys about was a match between Kevin Owens and Austin Theory. Now, I have been waiting for this match to happen ever since Theory got bopped, punched in his face last Raw by Kevin Owens in their brawl. I love their feud. Like, even as they're wrestling, you can see the aggression. You can see the hatred within the storyline. It just intensifies the match even more. And I don't know if I've said this on my channel, but Kevin Owens is so great at elevating any person who gets in the ring with, especially when it's young talent, putting Austin with Owens was a superb choice, because it's definitely going to knock Theory down a few pegs, especially getting his butt whipped by the prize fighter. And that's exactly what happened. Owens ended up winning the match. But of course, before Kevin Owens won the match, Theory had to try to cheat, and he was trying to pop Kevin Owens with the Money in the Bank briefcase, but Johnny Gargano stopped him from doing it. And then Kevin Owens was able to do the power bomb to pin Austin for the 1, 2, 3. What was really funny was when the crowd, and by the way, overall, San Jose crowd on Raw was just weird to me. Like, they were quiet when they shouldn't have been quiet on certain stuff, and then they were cheering for stuff they shouldn't have been cheering. They were all over the place. One thing I did like that the crowd was doing when they were just saying to Austin Theory, "Who's your daddy?" They were just chanting, "Who's your daddy?" When Kevin Owens was on the top rope, he was like, So the next match I want to talk to you guys about was the match between the Brawling Brutes versus the Street Profits. So I had a feeling that the Street Profits were not gonna win this match, because this is just an opportunity for the Brawling Brutes to seem more and more on top of their game, especially since they're going to be having their championship match between the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. So, I mean, I had a feeling that the Street Profits weren't going to win, and this was just going to be a match to advance the Brawling Brutes, but it was still a great match. And it makes sense that these two would have a match with one another, because the Street Profits weren't in the Fatal 4-Way that happened last SmackDown. Street Profits is like,
"You know what? I'm glad you asked, because I'm feeling sharp as grass, and we about to whoop y'all ass."
So the next match I want to talk to you guys about was another tag team match. It was a match between Judgment Day, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio and Matt Riddle. So Judgment Day, the whole clan came out. Damian, Finn, Rhea, and Dominic Mysterio in all of his heel form. So when they came out, and they're just basically talking about how they still run Monday Night Raw, and I'm telling you, the interaction between Rhea Ripley and Dominic is so weird to me, but it works. Like, Dominic is Rhea's little puppy, like a little puppy man, talking about how he's a real man now and all this stuff like that. And I'm like, there's some interesting innuendos. I'm his poppy and that's my mommy. I'm just like, what y'all got, a storyline relationship? That's the vibe that I'm getting right now, that there's a storyline relationship. When it was Dominic to talk, the boos in San Jose were so freaking loud. They were crazy loud that Dominic could barely speak. And Finn had to step in. Damian Priest had to come in, show some respect. Like, he tried to talk, like, basically shut the freak up. Like, let Dominic Mysterio talk.
Pipe down, he's got something to say.
You got this, Dom. Just ignore them, mate.
This is Dominic Mysterio. You sit down, you shut your mouth, and show respect.
Tell him, Dom.
Like I was saying,
and I mean, eventually he did start speaking, but you could barely hear him over all the boos. But it was crazy because Dominic was trying so hard not to laugh. I could see he was trying so hard not to laugh because it was so freaking bad. And I'm just like, hey, at least you're getting a reaction, whether you getting booed or whether you getting cheered. Just as long as the audience is doing something, you're good. When they silent when you come out and when you talking, oh my gosh, that's when you need to worry. So Seth Rollins came out and interfered with this match that Matt Riddle was in. But Rey Mysterio was able to chase him off. But he was trying to get payback from what Riddle had done at the beginning of Raw when he basically took the opportunity of him getting the United States Championship from him. Yo, can we talk about Rhea Ripley doing a back suplex on Matt Riddle on ringside? Like, this girl's a super beast. So constantly throughout this match, there was outside interference, like especially from Rhea Ripley and Dominic. At one point, Dominic got on his knees on ringside. Rey Mysterio had a steel chair in his hand, and basically Dominic was just like, right here, hit me right here, knowing that his father was not going to hit him with no steel chair. And he was just like, I ain't doing that. Like, I ain't hitting my son. In the end, Finn Balor and Damian Priest won. After the match, Riddle and Seth Rollins were getting into it and had WWE officials holding them backstage. So they were trying to get at each other's throats. So after all this time of Seth Rollins trying to avoid having another match with Matt Riddle, he was just can't take it no more. These two are going to be having an Extreme Rules match. So I'm definitely looking forward to this because this feud has been one of my favorite feuds thus far in Raw lately. Like, it's one of my favorites. The whole father and son dynamic and the drama with the Mysterio family and Judgment Day, that's all good too. But there's just something about Rollins and Riddle that just keeps me glued to the TV. The segment I want to talk to you guys about was this segment, the Miz TV segment, where it was supposed to be Miz having a special guest, Dexter Lumis. And I'm like, wait, the same one that the Miz can't talk about is gonna have him on the show? Yeah, he comes out with Tommaso Ciampa, and Miz is talking about, how dare you come into my home, do a weird drawing of my family and leave it on my table. And you see a knife. You see a knife coming, like being cut, like a hole being cut out of the ring mat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, because Miz was calling Dexter Lumis out and no one was coming out. Oh no, he showed up. He showed up from underneath the ring, grabbed Miz, tried to grab Ciampa. Like, it was so fun. I need to know why he is after the Miz. It's getting to the point now for me that I'm just like, just tell me. I thought that this segment was going to be the segment where we find out why Dexter Lumis has been after Miz this whole time, but no. And I was just like, okay, there's gonna come to a point where I'm just gonna be like, I don't care anymore, because I feel like it's being dragged on long enough. I need to know why he is after the Miz. I need to know now. The main event for Raw was the match between Bayley and Alexa Bliss. And I'm just gonna say this, there was a lot of interferences. Like, with the majority of the matches on Raw, there were a lot of people interfering on ringside. Now, I'm not gonna say that I hate that kind of stuff. It gives a lot more of that suspense of, wait, because this person's interfering, will this person win because of it? Like, I like that aspect of it, but at the same time, it kind of hinders the match a little bit, because you kind of want to focus on the two people in the ring having the match. The match between Bayley and Alexa Bliss was no different. So in the beginning, Alexa Bliss was getting it. Like, she was definitely all over Bayley at first. You had Io Sky and Dakota Kai on the side, but then you also had Bianca Belair and Asuka on the side for Alexa. Like, it would have been great for Alexa Bliss to win, especially when I started seeing more of her goddessness back into her old character, coming back as she was in the ring before she got injured and her knee got all freaked up and stuff like that. But I wish she would have won instead of Bayley, but I understand why she won. She really, they're really trying to build her up. You're already building up Io Sky and Dakota Kai because they have the tag team championship. So the leader's got to get some gold. So I get why she had to win the match, especially against someone like Alexa, who came up with her in NXT. Like, I get that, but what sucked was that the interference from Sky cost Alexa the match, because I think she had pushed her off the top rope, and then Bayley was able to take advantage of that. Yeah, there are a lot of interferences this Raw. I don't know what's going on with that, but I noticed that. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you thought about Monday Night Raw, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more episodes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Signing off. Bye.